We are live from beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor down on Bridge Street here in Maiden, Ohio. I'm Ryan. Joining me, the voice of the 440 and goal. I just said that like an old man, too. Sorry. Voice of 440 and goal. My partner, the one, the only, Sam Torres. How you doing tonight, Sam?
Man, I am nowhere near as hopped up as you. That is for sure. But it is very good to be here. Here we are. It's the second week of our new location here at Maiden, Ohio.
You can see all the beautiful stuff behind us.
Yeah, come on down here. If you want something custom, this is the place to go. Right here in the beautiful Ashtabula Harbor. You're not going to find much better view-wise than down here either.
No, beautiful view right by the lake. A lot of good restaurants and spirits we'll go with down near us here. But a lot of fun lined up tonight. We are going to go over some stats like always. Sammy came up with a new segment this week, which I'm very interested about. Sometime in this beautiful, see this is our itinerary here that Sammy came up with. The problem is He doesn't know that I don't know how to read. We've discussed this before, so it's going to be a long journey for me tonight. But with that being said, we're going to go through. Say it that way I don't screw it up because I will. It's no.
It's 4 on 440. It's a new segment we're going to talk about. We're going to have 4 different topics. Are you sure we're live? Because we are not on Facebook.
Well, we might not be. Maybe I didn't click. Nope. Here we go. Sorry. Should we start over? Yeah, we'll start over because YouTube only has one person.
That's right.
Yep.
Take number 2, baby.
Here we go. Let me hit it one more time. We are live, and I almost didn't unmute the mic that time. From beautiful, historic, the Ashtabula Harbor from Made in Ohio. And if you were on YouTube watching, sorry about that.
This isn't the Matrix. We are doing
it
again.
We're doing it again. I forgot to hit the go live button on Facebook. Pretty typical of me. But I am Ryan Cole, joined by none other than the voice of 440 on Goal, my partner, longtime friend Samuel Torres. How you doing tonight, Sam?
Man, using my full government name like they say out here. No, I'm doing good. We are. It's week 2 in our new location down here at Made in Ohio, here in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. It's really a blessing to come down here and be able to shoot the show. Big shout out to Made in Ohio. Bart and Tyler have been our A1 since day one.
Yep.
That's how the kids would say it today. Since we've started this journey, they've been right here with us, and it's really good to be able to collaborate with them in a much more direct method now. As you can see, we collaborate with them on a lot of things. We're wearing our men's league jerseys here. I mean, we probably aren't hitting anything, but names on the back. And
I'm gonna hook y'all up. Look at that.
Look at that. I mean, he's beautiful, folks. This is right. Check that out. You want some sublimated jerseys that look really, really nice? Come down here to Made in Ohio. I'm telling you, if you're not getting them made here, then you're not getting them made the right way.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, you don't have to have, 12 people. If you want something just special for yourself, there ain't no other place to come.
You ain't kidding, man. Listen, you want to put together a cornhole team? Come down here and get you some jerseys.
Yep, and maybe bags. I'll bet if we talk to them, we get you special cornhole bags.
If you can dream it, they can do it. I'm telling you, one of these days, that's gonna be their new their new slogan. But no, it's been a really great week. It's finally starting to be nice again. Naturally, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Not to steal your thunder.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see.
See what I did there?
Very old
for
man
a later skip. But it seems like if it's the weekend, it's supposed to rain. How's the week treating you, Ryan?
So far, so good. So as I said last week, I help assist coach the Ashtabula Minor Angels, and a minor team, obviously, and we got all 8-year-olds on that team. But I got to give a big shout out to my boys out there. We got 11 of them, and they all give it heck every Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes on Saturday. This week is a Saturday game, but last 2 games we've lost by a run, and it's just been tough. But there's some fighters, and I don't know if anyone's seen my Facebook page. I had a nice post out there that head coach Justin Hammond put a picture out there and really showed the emotions of those kids and how much fun they have during the game, and they're learning. I don't know if you can learn to lose well, but they're doing it. They're doing it, but they're growing. They're that's the best part about coaching. Watches these kids grow and see how they do, on a week-to-week basis. So my week is going fabulous. It is Friday with a weekend off, which is not really a weekend off, if I'm honest, because my wife seems to plan everything on Thursday for Saturday, and then Sunday's already taken. So here comes Monday already. But, Sam, how's your weekend going, or your week going?
So, again, the week was really, really good. I agree with you on there's no such thing as a week off. Anytime you're a father and a husband, that's for sure. Your weekend off just becomes a weekend of alternative work, we'll call it. But I'm really looking forward to Sunday. We're going to head at some point down to Softball City. later point in the show today, we're going to go over some scores and stuff like that. We are the new home for Ashtabula softball slow pitch. Right here, we're going to be going over it every single week, giving as many stats as we can give. We're still working on pulling in some of the rosters for all the teams. As soon as we have that, we'll start announcing some of those names. You'll see some posts on Instagram and on Facebook. Just doing our part to kind of, give them I'll tell you what, softball, people laugh and they scoff at it. Go out there and play a couple games. It's not as easy as you would think.
Nope, I've whiffed multiple times in my life. I really have.
Oh, yeah.
Really have. Yeah, so tonight on deck, the itinerary, like I said at the Matrix part of the show, Sammy's got about 7 hot ones here, maybe more. He gave me more as he walked in, too, so I don't know. And like I said before, I'm not much of a reader, so as usual, Sam's going to read a lot of this. Stats coming up, some combine talk. Don't forget, that is on deck on June 12th, right?
June 12th.
Yeah,
That's
I should
Sunday,
know
baby.
that. Sunday, June 12th will be coming up. We're going to go over that. Obviously, like Sammy said, with the softball roundup, the Made in Ohio minutes coming, and our new special feature.
It's the 4-on-4-4-0, and the way that's going to
4-on-4-4-0.
work, we are going to pick out 4 different topics every single week, and during that segment, we're going to talk about those 4 topics. What makes this segment cool and a little bit different than every other segment is periodically throughout the segment, we are going to introduce audience participation. If you guys pay attention for that segment, we're going to flash across the screen a phone number where you're going to be able to call in. We'll take your call. Put it and let you talk on air, and we'll kind of go back and forth with you and give you guys a shot, and basically some audience participation. Sorry.
Yeah, just getting everyone else's opinion. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, getting everyone else's opinion.
Broadcast was paused, but it's probably my phone.
Yeah. No, come on, don't do that to me. Now I got to check.
I hope so.
No, we're live.
We're
It's
live.
showing. Yeah.
All right, good.
All right, yeah.
But anyway, so what that's going to do is we're just doing our best to try and connect with all the viewers and all the supporters that we've got. And, we do a lot of talking, particularly me, like Ryan says.
That's right.
We're going to give you guys a shot to give your input on some topics that we think are relevant to this area.
Yeah, especially our community. That's directly, what it's going to correlate to. But nonetheless, stay tuned with us. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. You'll see the number flash up on the board, and please remember language. You swear, we got to cut you off.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
Stuff.
In the words of my high school vice principal, we're going to have to clip you.
Clip you. Get it clipped. If he's watching, he knows. That's all that matters. So where are we going from here? We're going to do a quick sponsored break?
No. Let's go through some of the congratulations.
Yep.
I'm going to start with the last congratulations that we got right before this show. I want to send a special congratulations out to the Edgewood Warriors tonight, beating Kirtland 4-5. Winning pitcher was Ethan Dietrich. There's no surprise there. That kid is a phenomenal pitcher. I've had the distinct pleasure of getting to watch him a couple times this year. Not only can he pitch, the boy can absolutely rock the ball at the plate. Getting some time in there, Logan Cray. We talked about him a lot last week. He is a gamer when it comes to baseball. Cray don't play.
Here
Cray
come the
don't play.
nicknames,
Remember
baby.
that. But so with that win tonight over Kirtland, they become the lone champion in the CVC Chagrin. So another banner on the wall for the Edgewood Warriors baseball team. I'm really excited for them. It's been a pretty good year for them. They had a unfortunate loss versus Cortland Lakeview. It was a tough day for them that day. I'm not going to actually, yes, I am. It was really bad officiating in that game.
Yep.
Probably the worst strike zone I've ever seen in my life. Pretty consistently called throughout the entire day, to the point where it changed the outcome of the game. Cortland Lakeview, I'm not taking anything away from them. Them boys came, and they were ready to play. They were ready to go. They were hitting the ball well. That's not the only thing, but I will tell you, when you've got a strike zone that's 4 to 5 inches on the inside, it changes the way you can swing.
Yep, changes the whole.
I think what's the most disappointing thing about that was, of course, the sectional semifinal game. The most disappointing part of that game for me personally, as a spectator and somebody who enjoys sports around this area, is that was going to be a close game. That was going to be a close game with good officiating.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the we talked about. Maybe that's a good, good topic to cover maybe next week. How officials can kind of do a better job at managing, letting the kids run the game and not them, just making sure they're there. But
yeah, but so anyway, with all that being said, congratulations to Edgewood. On the culmination of a phenomenal season. Really looking forward to watching that team come back. Because
young team.
While they do lose a couple seniors, in Ben Welty, and how do you replace a Ben Welty?
Right.
If you figure that out, then you're probably a major league manager, because that kid, he brings it in every aspect of the game. But they've got some young guys that are coming up, throughout that. And I'll tell you what, they got a lot of baseball players. There's a lot of guys, there's a lot of teams out there that have a bunch of kids that are playing baseball, so they have something to do in the spring. Edgewood's got the special, they've got the special gift of a bunch of baseball players, and it's really fun to watch them.
Yep. All right, so moving on, are we going on to St. John there, sir?
Hey, that's right, from one CVC champion to
the sectional champions, the 2022 St. John Heralds, who are headed to, I do believe it's Fairport on Tuesday for a 2 o'clock pitch for their sectional finals.
I don't think it's Fairport, because they just beat Fairport.
That's what an assistant principal told me, so I won't say the names.
Okay.
So information could be wrong. But
I know they won't be playing Fairport. It may be.
I thought you said Columbus earlier in the day, but I wasn't. Canton. Yeah.
But they may be playing at Fairport, but they won't be playing Fairport. If that makes sense, because they beat Fairport in the first round, and then they beat Vienna Matthews in a close one. To win the sectional championship. And, I talked a lot about Edgewood, and I'm going to take a minute here, and I'm going to talk about St. John. See, I unfortunately, just because of the way the schedules work this year, not this year, but every year, it's very, very tough for us, me and Ryan, as guys who are, still holding regular 9-to-5 jobs, to make it to these games out here. My daughter being a St. John student, I get to go to quite a bit of these things because she's my daughter and I'm going to be there.
Makes sense.
Got a chance to watch this St. John team. It's a bunch of young guys. They got freshmen coming in there like Ryan Williams, who threw a no-hitter this year. They got Will Anderson, who comes in there, one of the most clutch baseball players you're going to see. And if you get a chance, head over to our Instagram. His sister actually put together a pretty cool side-by-side. We don't have it here with us, but it was a very cool side-by-side graphic of Will Anderson pitching, and after they won the sectional tournament game this year, and his father pitching for St. John during a sectional tournament game in 1993. So really, really cool, kind of a legacy pitcher side-by-side. But, Will Anderson, Ryan Williams, they've got Devin the Machine Mercilliot. That's senior leadership. How do you get, you can't build that. It's something you got there. They got a bunch of guys that are, another case where it's a bunch of guys that are baseball players. They're getting into this program. And for first-year head coach Alvin Rodriguez, who's a personal friend of the show here, we just can't send out enough congratulations to these guys. They had a little bit of a rough start, a shaky start, which is obviously what you're going to see when you're a younger team, losing some guys from last year. But, man, I mean, they really put it together. Tommy Miller with a couple Matt Miller, Matt Miller with a couple home runs this year. Jesus Hernandez coming back off of an injury against Grand Valley, finishing out the year strong. It's just really, they got a really great thing going over at St. John, particularly for the baseball team, and it's just
they got quite a few more years of this as well too, just getting better too.
Yeah,
some young guys on that squad.
And you gotta love that if you're a coach, right?
Yeah.
When the kid,
Well, Alvin's young too. I mean, it's his first year as a head coach, right?
Yes.
And they're going to they won the sectionals, and now they're headed on. Did I say that right?
No, you got it. You got it. You won the.
They won the sectional championship. They're headed on to the next, series where I think it's in Fairport, but Sammy says I'm wrong. But nonetheless,
no,
they're
I
headed
think you're
to
right.
the next.
Actually, Ryan, I take that back.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's at Fairport, but not against Fairport.
I also feel like you looked down at your phone and someone said that I was right, but that's just my opinion. But anyway,
I can't.
But nonetheless, a young head coach, first year head coach, helping his team, motivating them all the way through. Kudos to St. John. Congratulations, guys. And I got that image, though. I downloaded it real quick.
Oh, yeah. We just want to put this out again. I want to give photo credit here to Morgan Anderson. She's actually the sister of Will Anderson, but this is the image I was talking about. This is the cool thing.
Look,
this is my favorite thing about local sports is you could see something like this.
I think St. John should grab these throwback jerseys though. One game.
Hey, listen.
Hey, I know. Listen. I know a company that could really set these jerseys up too. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, we may be live from there right now that could help them out and get some throwback St. John. Even the hats are dope. Look at them hats, man.
Yeah, man, throw the embroidery on
Right.
it, and I think we're cooking with gasoline here.
And they embroider.
But
Just
yeah,
putting that out
here's
there.
this side by side. You know, it's a legacy shot, and these are the cool things about local sports. This is why local sports to me is the one that matters the most.
And I would say the Sun 2022 has bigger biceps in that picture. Just throwing that out
Oh,
there.
here you go. There goes their dinner.
Oh, gosh. Having a lot of fun tonight. Very exciting evening. I had a cup of coffee before this, just so you guys know. So it should be very entertaining. All right. Go ahead, Sam.
All right, we want to talk about, as we talked about some baseball, also want to get over to some track stats.
Yeah.
I do want to preface this with these are the track stats that I was able to track down and that were made available to us. So we if we're missing something, rather than jump all over us, please just let us know and we'll get it added. We do our very best to
Jump.
provide enough to provide extra spotlight to everybody. We never intentionally ignore anybody. I can promise you that. With
And
that being said, let's move on over.
Send it.
Regional qualifying Edgewood girls 4x800 meter relay team. I don't think I ran 800 meters my entire life total. Consisting of Monica Hamalainen. I'm sorry if I didn't say that right. Tammy Liplin.
Total butcher.
Caroline Nelson and Maddie Crooks. Also want to send a shout out to the PV girls Ellie Struna, who placed first in her shot put with a throw of 34.8 foot. And she's going to be moving on to regionals. And then Grand Valley's Robert Rogers winning the high jump championship at the CVC Valley. I believe they're in the Valley conference, or what would that division?
Grand Valley?
Yeah, it's CVC Valley Division.
Okay.
That division.
All right.
He
I
wins the
believe you.
high jump for Grand Valley Mustangs in track this year. With that, he's going to get a look at regionals. So really, really cool. Track is a tough one to cover because there is literally so much going on at the same time. And you think this itinerary is long? I tried to get some stats from the OHSAA tournament, and it looks closer to an encyclopedia.
Nice.
There's like 90 pages of results. So, hey, and for those of you guys watching now or in the future, if you have something that you would like us to talk about or anything that you feel like should be highlighted on local athletics, local students, anything like that, reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook. You can email us at 440andgoal@gmail.com. Let us know what's going on, what who deserves what recognition. We will do our very best to get it added to the show, and if we've got enough time, we may even be able to put together a graphic.
We might just do that. We might. All right, so moving in here, it looks like, are we going with this itinerary? Because you've jumped around on me a little bit
Yeah,
here.
I'm sorry. That's
Yep.
let's go right on to it, buddy.
All right, so what we got up next is the 2022 Ashtabula County Combine.
Nope.
No.
You forgot two things.
Didn't we just do those two things?
Nope, that's what
Nope.
we're doing now.
Oh, well, I didn't see that part. Well, that was a lot going on. But anyways, I do have an image, though. I did
Yes,
that on
you
the
do.
fly.
All
So
right.
let's give a big congratulations to Justin Sanford, the new Lakeside head volleyball coach. Kudos out to him. He was an assistant last year for Lakeside.
Yes.
And did a great job. Heard a lot of great reviews. So very happy to see him join the Lakeside Athletics over there for volleyball.
Yeah, so second year with the Lakeside Athletic Department. He goes on as a varsity assistant to the Lakeside Dragons last year, But what does Justin Sanford bring to the Lakeside Dragons volleyball program? Well, what he brings is 6 years of head coach experience. He was a head coach at Conneaut for 6 years. He is also a coach at a regional and American level for, I believe it's called Club Ashtabula Volleyball.
None of
Anyway,
these notes are in here.
Yeah, I'm going off. I remember talking to him. It's Club Ashtabula Volleyball, and what that is it's basically AAU volleyball.
Oh,
It's the volleyball where the best of the best play the best of the best. So he's bringing experience in droves. He worked closely with the last head coach that was at Lakeside, Miss Stephanie Kubik, who, I mean, not enough can be said about her great work that she's done there, the strides she made in volleyball. There's just some really great minds, and there's some excitement for volleyball at Lakeside. I'm looking forward to watching them improve this year as well again. They get better every single year. He brings an excitement to the game as well, and he cares a lot about the kids, and you can't ask for much more than that when you're talking about a high school head coach in any sport.
Yeah, and then promote a little bit. We will be having a second annual.
That's right.
Volleyball. I can't think about it.
It'll be it's going to be a preview of
preview.
sorts.
That's the word. I couldn't think about the word. You think I know how to say the word preview, but I don't. But nonetheless, coming up probably I'd say somewhere August, September.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
It'll
when
be,
we had it
it'll
last
be
year?
in August. We'll have all 8 teams again.
All 8 teams. Hopefully all 8 teams. We're going to invite all.
Oh
of
no,
them.
we're going to get them all.
Are going to be at assuming Lakeside High School again this year. But we're going to do another volleyball preview there, see all the ladies and see what they could do, put it together just like last year. We had a great time last year. That was a interesting event and because of COVID. Had a lot of protocol that we had to follow. Still COVID protocol out there, but a little bit lightened up. So hopefully we have a little more fun this year. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that coming on, like Ryan said, later in the summer here. I'm hoping this year that the COVID restrictions are going to be even less than they were last year. Last year we were really catching the tail end of those, but it was really cool. Just like the combine that we're going to be talking about here in a couple minutes, this volleyball, it's really something to see 8 county schools all on the same court doing drills and playing against each other, and everybody's having fun and trying to get better. Volleyball is one of those sports where, because of teams like Club Ashtabula Volleyball, a lot of girls from a lot of different schools, know each other, and it's a community, is what it is. Very similar to baseball, where it's a community where the name on your Letterman jacket, the color on your Letterman jacket, doesn't determine just who you're playing with.
Yeah, 110% there. Yeah, that it is a fun club to watch. So, you good? You look down at your phone.
Yeah, I had
to. Startled. Yep, that's good. Not yet.
Huh?
Not yet.
I was just reading that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm saying not yet.
What's on the screen?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Also at Lakeside, I do want to bring this up though. Not that yet.
Not yet.
They also did hire another new coach this year. He's got his graphic coming up soon. I just got this information today. Luke Stecky going to take over the boys cross country program there. So, congratulations to new head coach Luke Stecky taking over as head coach of the boys cross country over at the Lakeside Dragons. A lot of changes, a lot of moving forward for the Lakeside Dragons this year.
Yep, yeah, good to see, good to watch. Hopefully, it continues to grow, and hopefully that program continues to develop. All right, so moving on, you got. No, we're not doing that one. Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about what's on screen.
So we did get had the honor of covering Edgewood versus Perry out in beautiful Perry. I'll tell you what, that is a facility that is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, it is one of the best probably that in a 100-mile radius. I'll go that route right now.
It
is. It is amazing out there.
It is. It's a beautiful facility out there. That one of the best baseball fields I've seen. Shout out to Perry Athletic Department, Mr. Rockwell, for allowing us to come over and cover and provide some coverage for an Ashtabula County team traveling into the Lake County area. Again, like Ryan said, it's just an absolutely gorgeous facility. That nuclear plant has really done them well.
Yes, it is. It's kind of a weird backdrop, though. I'm not going to lie to you, because the stacks are offset in the background, and it's just kind of different. But it's beautiful out there. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. But it was a fun game, honestly. To be quite honest with you, night baseball is different. It's just different. It gives you a big league feel.
Yep.
I can.
It's a
remember,
Friday night feel.
It does.
Yeah,
I can
right.
remember all the way back to when we were in Little League, and they still had a night game out here. We would play under the lights at Smith Field, believe it or not. I did get it confirmed. I can't remember who I was talking about this with, but Smith Field at one time. did have lights, and you would play a night game under the lights there once a year as a little leaguer. And I can tell you, when you're hitting a baseball under the lights or bunting, which is what I could do, it has a different feel.
Yeah. Or bunting.
Believe it, yeah. At one time, I was fast.
Yeah,
You know,
but that was a great game to cover. It really was a lot of fun to go out there and see those guys under the light. Edgewood does win 4-0 in that game, if I recall right.
yeah, they win.
Yeah.
They win that game. It was senior night for Perry, so it's a little tough for them to lose. But Perry has nothing to hang their head on. Anthony Schultz is the pitcher for that game. He pitches the entire game. Had a really good outing. It's just Edgewood was hitting the ball that night. That's
They
what
were
it comes
slapping
down to. They made some big time plays, and they kind of changed the outlook of the game. And Edgewood is they're like sharks, man. They smell blood in the water. That's all she wrote, baby.
Yep, they bite. They bite. All right.
Now we're there.
Now we're there, supposedly. If anyone just tuning in, I was given this about 30 minutes before the show started, so I'm working through it. But so we are going to go and briefly talk about the Ashtabula, the 2022 second annual 4-4 goal Ashtabula County Combine. I'm going to bring up a quick list of the sponsors, as soon as I can find the right button to push. One note, there are a couple that did sign up today that we don't have on there.
Yeah,
so,
we will announce them.
yes.
They just won't make the graphic.
Yep, they haven't made the graphic just yet. We will get that going. So let's see if I can pause it. So out in Conneaut, Chris Breach, State Farm, Brecht, State Farm Insurance out there. Thank you to Conneaut's still open right now.
Yeah, they still have one sponsorship spot left open.
Okay, Geneva Eagles, Building Technicians Corp, and Raymond Builders. Thank you to the those two businesses for sponsoring being T-shirt sponsors for the Geneva Eagles this year and for the Ashtabula or the 4-4 goal second annual county combine. I'll get it right. Moving on. Here we go.
I do want to give them a quick shout out before you talk about this one too. Geneva, the first team with 2 sponsors. They had 2 right out of the gate. That community was there right now, right then. So we thank you guys for that too.
All right. On deck, the Jefferson Falcons, DJ Latin Ray, the lone sponsor out there. So Falcons Nation there. We need one more sponsor from you guys. Help us out. Get it rolling there. Coming up on deck, we are going to have the Edgewood Warriors, which did we?
Nope.
No. Okay. So Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger, a All-State.
She's another A1 day one.
A1 day one, Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger. Thank you very much. But in the Warriors, you still have one spot open out there. So if you would like to be a T-shirt sponsor for the Warriors, contact us at 440goal@gmail.com or send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. And then the next one here, St. John Heralds.
So that's going to be Dr. Jerry Orlando Chiropractic and Roto-Rooter Ashtabula coming in to sponsor the St. John Heralds. Really, really thankful for you guys stepping up and helping the Heralds get their sponsorship moving.
And then coming up on deck, the Lakeside Dragons, Wilkinson Paving, and Erie Shores Car Connection. This will be the second year Erie Shores Car Connection has helped us out.
Yes,
so,
they are. Another
big
one.
shout out to Erie Shores over there, located right off Route 20 near Sanborn Road. If you need a vehicle, stop in and see Tyler. He'll hook you up. And then I think last, right? It seems like it should be. Nope.
Just that.
Just a little sponsored ad there. So the combine is on, where's the dates?
It's going to be on Sunday, June 12th, beginning at 9 a.m.
You know, this is not fair because you had it set for the 11th for a very long time, and then we had to change it. But nonetheless, Sunday, June 12th, 9 a.m., it's open to the public. It will be $5 at the gate. Come help 440 goal, sponsor the community. It's a great event. Had a great time last year. Really amazing time. So get it going there. And then who are the other ones that?
Yeah, I just want to. We got some more sponsors tonight. A couple extra sponsors here for the Grand Valley Mustangs. Midway Chevy gonna step up and be the sponsors for Grand Valley, as well as Colebrook Ranch pheasant hunting. They are going to be the second one for the Grand Valley Mustangs. The Pymatuning Valley Lakers, we got their sponsors in today as well.
Yep.
And that's going to be Eric Anderson over there at Furniture Town, as well as Leave It to Weaver, LLC, out there in PV. Those are going to be 2 sponsors for the PV Lakers. So with that, officially, all 8 teams have at least one sponsor for this year's combine.
Amazing.
Outstanding work.
Amazing.
You know, that's one of the greatest things about it. It's great about this community. When it's time to take care of the kids, everybody steps up, and it's going to help this as well as some future events just really get moving and get where they should go. I can't say enough about these local businesses and people stepping up for these kids. And some of these, actually, quite a few of these businesses, they don't even got kids in the school anymore. It's just a love for their school, a love for their community.
That's it. Don't forget, all 8 teams will be present, and then the combine is the first half of the day, and then a fun 7-on-2 in the second half, which I don't know if we haven't determined exactly how that one's going to go, but nonetheless, there's going to be 2 7-on-7 squads going against each other, split 50-yard line, so it's going to be a lot of fun on the 13th, starting at 9 a.m. Didn't you just say?
I said the 12th.
Oh, the 12th. The 12th. I'll be there, whether or not I know the date that day or not.
Here's the problem, folks. Here's the problem. All right, originally, we were going to have it on Saturday, June 11th this year.
Oh.
All right? And the same thing that happened to us last year happened to us this year. We got all of our planning and everything and the wheels in motion, and what comes up? The ACTs.
Yeah.
And the one thing that is always going to remain true with anything we do, we respect the student athletes, and student comes before athlete.
Yeah.
So we don't want anybody paying attention to anything but the ACTs, especially, these kids, we're trying to help them get to college and
Next level.
all these other things. So they got to get on the ACT. So they're going to take their ACT. And then on Sunday, June 12th, we're going to be at Lakeside High School starting at 9 o'clock, having some fun combine-style events in the first half. And the second half is going to be 7-on-7. Like Ryan was saying, it's going to be we'll split the field up in 50-yard line increments. You're going to get to see every football team in Ashtabula County out there participating. I don't think it's ever happened before, we started doing this, and I know I've never seen anything like it. It's really something to behold. Come out and just the sights of seeing every helmet from every a helmet from every school out here is just a cool sight. And you're also going to help some kids and give them a little bit of support in a time where they could really use it, because summertime is it's a tough time for kids, because you're getting out of school, that school mode, and then still trying to figure out, how am I going to stay in shape for fall sports?
All right, with that being said, we are going to hit a quick sponsored break. Coming up on deck is going to be the Softball City Roundup, which are going to cruise on through, grab some weather, and then maybe
4-4-0 or 4-on-4-4-0.
4-on-4-4-0 right after that. Give us a couple minutes, and we'll be right back.
440 and Goal welcomes in-combine sponsor from Allstate, Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger. Kristen and her team offer auto, home, renters, and various other insurance policies. Visit Kristen at 4605 Main Avenue in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio, or contact Kristen at 440-993-0256.
440 and Goal welcomes in Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. Play All offers a full line of acrylics, desk accessories, plaques, sports awards, and more. A staple of Ashtabula County, Play All has been in service since 1993, helping the likes of educators, coaches, and individuals just like you. You can visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio, or call them at 440-992-7529 with any questions. 440 and Gold brings in Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio specializes in screen printing, dye sublimation, embroidery, and vinyl graphics. Their prices are the lowest in the area, and they have no minimum order size, no setup charges, and no screen charges. Stop in and see for yourself. Made in Ohio is located in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Visit them at 1028 Bridge Street or call 440-992-9057. Are you a small business looking for a way to advertise locally? You have a problem? 440 and Gold has a solution. Advertise with us. 440 and Gold can create custom advertisements like you see here. What better platform than 440 and Gold to advertise with? 440 and Gold will be awarding a $500 football and $500 volleyball scholarship to a local senior this year. Getting in touch with 440 and Gold is easy. You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram by simply messaging us. Or you can also email us at 440goal@gmail.com. Don't wait, spots are filling. Again, message 440goal on Facebook or Instagram, or email us at 440goal@gmail.com for all the details. And welcome back. I would call it the second half of the show. I'm not real sure. Sammy's got a bunch of paper that we're going to read from here shortly.
I like it a lot.
But nonetheless, on deck is going to be the Softball City Roundup, because we are the official Softball City.
Baby.
What do we call it?
We are the home of slow pitch softball right here in Ashtabula County.
Boom.
Softball City Men's League. We're still trying to get some stats and rosters and stuff.
Anything from you. Come on.
From Men's League. As soon as we start getting that information, when we get it, you get it.
Yep.
Help me help you.
You know that's right. You know that's right.
So we're going to go over some game time results, and then we're at the end of the show, we're actually going to tell you what games are happening this weekend. And if you guys want to, go down there and check out some great softball, or maybe you want to come, check us out and, bust us up a little bit.
Yep.
We're going to go down on Sunday at some point. I'm not giving you a time yet. And just try and get some footage and some pictures and see what's going on down there. They got a lot of great things going at Softball City right here in Ashtabula County.
All right, I'm going to hit the first one just because I think I know what's
going
going on here. But so game one down at Softball City, this is co-ed, just so you guys know. I think we made that clear, but I'm going to just go ahead and repeat myself and everyone else around me. It was a 10 a.m. game. Physical Culture defeats Grand River Manor 12-10. Winning pitcher Alvin Rodriguez. Losing pitcher Larry Cole. No relation that I know of. Physical Culture, Alvin Rodriguez, John Timoneer, and Emily Severa had 2 hits for Physical Culture. Chad Richardson and Bill Fideli. Did I say Fidel? 2 hits for Grand River Manor. So congratulations to Physical Culture on, I think, getting their first win of the season.
Yep, and the second game we're going to talk about here, Free Smoke, also made in Ohio. That's 1 team, 2 sponsors, 9. Physical Culture 5. Your winning pitcher in that one going to be Kyle Vance, who's going to be 1-0 on the year so far. A losing pitcher going to be Physical Culture's Alvin Rodriguez, friend of the show. Free Smoke made in Ohio, Andrew Lesprince with 3 hits, including 1 inside the park home run. Kyle Vance, Nelson Marquez, Harrison Smith, Lexi Zappatelli, Rebecca Braden, all with 2 hits. On the Physical Culture side, Alvin Rodriguez and Sid the Kid Carpenter, 2 hits.
Is that a legit thing?
It is now.
You're throwing it out there.
It is now.
Game 3 started at noon. Bumboat defeats Grand River Manor 14-1. Nick Hostler, winning pitcher Larry Cole. Not related that I know of. Losing pitcher, T.J. Kelly, 3 hits. Nick Hostler, 2 hits. Grand River, that was for the Bumboat. Bill, what is it again?
I want to say it's Fidel.
Bill Fidel, and Kara Fidel, 2 hits each for Grand River Manor. Sorry, it jumped down on me there. So,
all right, Game 4, High Tide 18, S&K Construction 3. Winning pitcher in that game going to be Deuce Good. Losing pitcher going to be also friend of the show, Nate Winchell.
Hollaback.
All right. For the High Tide, Coda Furtaw, 2 doubles. Sammy Kidd, Katie Sackett with 5 RBIs. Motaho.
Snyder.
Yeah, it's Motaho.
I
don't think that's spelled right.
We're going with it, though.
Anyway, Mataho Snyder, Dustin Dade, Caleb Sidbeck with 2 hits, S&K Construction. Nate Winchell, Tyler Winchell, and Kelly Winchell. It's a Winchell party with 2 hits.
That's 6 collectively, I do believe. Game 5 started at 2 p.m. The Bumbo 8, S&K Construction 3. Nick Hostler, winning pitcher. Nate Winchell, losing pitcher. Bumbo, Nick Hostler with 3 hits. S&K Construction's Tyler Brock, Jay Arkelin, Michael Kelly, all 2 hits each there.
All right, moving on to game number 6, played at 3 o'clock. High Tide, 7. Ducks, 5. Winning pitcher there going to be Gennaro Torado. He's going to have 3 strikeouts in that game. Ooh. Losing pitcher, Ryan Braze. High Tide, Sammy Kidd, Gennaro Torado, Dylan Peck, Katie Sackett, all with 2 hits For the Ducks, Brevin White, Ryan Blake with 3 hits, Ryan Braze, and Caitlin Azone with 2 hits.
All right, rolling on to, it says field 2, so I'm guessing these all happen on the second field. The 10 o'clock game, Main Street Mafia.
I think that's a safe assumption.
Yes. I like that name, though, Main Street Mafia. 18, Harbor Tattoo 14. That was a barn burner. You could just tell by that score. Chris Bucci was the winning pitcher. Josh Cooper, the losing pitcher. TJ Spurlock with 3 hits and 1 home run. Sarah Lynch, 3 hits. Aaron Bowers, 2 hits. And that's all for Main Street Mafia. For Harbor Tattoo, Sean McGee and Damian Hunt, 3 hits. Jason Gloss, 2 hits. Key plays of the game, John Sanchez threw out a runner at home to end the game.
And 18-14, not an ounce of defense was played.
No. Just hitting around them bases, baby.
Moving on. Moving on. Main Street Mafia 12, AP Billing 7. Chris Bucci Man, winning pitcher. Zach Winchell, he's going to take the first loss of the season. 0-1 on the year. Main Street Mafias, Aaron Bowers and TJ Spurlock, each with 2 hits. And helping his own cause, Zach Winchell for AP Billing with 2 hits. It's AP Billing, also sponsored by Made in Ohio.
Game 3 started at noon. Diamond Hustle 9, Harbor Tattoo 6. Winning pitcher is going to be James Grant. Losing pitcher is going to be Josh Cooper. Tyrone Barnes and Adam Mitchum with 2 hits each for Diamond Hustle. Josh Cooper with 3 hits and not 1, but 2 home runs for Harbor Tattoo in that game.
I mean, Josh Cooper is still
sending it to the moon, baby.
Man, Josh Cooper is from our era, and he was a legend even when we played with him.
Yep.
Game number 4 played at 1 p.m. Free Smoke, Made in Ohio. 15, AP Billing is not also Made in Ohio. My mistake. Zach Winchell's actually on this team that we're wearing. They're going to have 5 there. Winning pitcher in that one going to be Kyle Vance. Losing pitcher, Zach Winchell. Free Smoke Made in Ohio, Rebecca Braden and Harry Story are going to get 3 hits apiece. Harrison Smith going to come in with 2. AP Billing, Ryan Colby with a home run, and Harrison Smith sends it for a second home run.
Game 5 started at 2 o'clock. DeGents. Hopefully I said that right. DeGents, sorry. 12, Diamond Hustle 4. Winning pitcher is going to be Joey Burt. Losing pitcher is going to be Kyle Long. Leandra Sears, Austin DeBell, and Mike Fienza. 3 hits each for the DeGents. Diamond Hustle's Jason Basson with 2 hits.
All right, moving on to game number 6 at 3 o'clock. It's going to be D-Gents 15, JJ Residential Installation 3. Winning pitcher there is going to be Joey Burt, who's going to be 2-0 on the year. Losing pitcher is going to be JJ Jones, so that's JJJ, 0-1 on the year. D-Gents, Austin DeBell with 3 hits. Leandra Sears, Adrian Crockett, Andrew Howard with 2 hits. 2 hits each. JJ Residential Insulation, Johnny Answervitz with a home run, and Derek Hawley also sends it to the moon for another home run.
Game 7 started at 4 o'clock. The Ducks, 13. JJ Residential Insulation, 11. John Richter. Did I say that right? Richter, thank you, is the winning pitcher. J.J. Jones is going to be the losing pitcher there. Brevin White with 4 hits for the – Brevin White with 4 hits. Ryan Blake with 3 hits. For the Ducks, JJ Residential Installations, Chris Jones with 4 hits, Dave Fulkerson 3 hits, Tyler Arvantes, thank you, Sammy, and Aaliyah Jones with 2 hits each.
All right, and that is going to be this week's Made in Ohio, 440 and Goal, live from Made in Ohio, Softball City Roundup. Since we're getting done with our part, we're going to get ready to another new segment that we introduced as soon as we got here. And that's going to be the Made in Ohio Minute with Tyler tonight because Bart is down at the other Made in Ohio. Let's head over to Tyler. Tyler, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, I'm doing great tonight. How are you guys?
Outstanding.
I'm really enjoying the show so far. Thorough coverage. I would expect nothing less from you two gentlemen. So I'm going to touch on a couple things here. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Shout out to our 2-0 teams at Softball City. That's the High Tide, Ashtabula Central Wildcats, and our guys Free Smoke on the Made in Ohio team. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, ladies and gentlemen. We're also rolling out some of our summer merch here at the store. So we got some nice men's tanks coming in. A lot of nice new designs. Some really premium women's tanks too in several different styles, standard and racerback. And then would also like to thank Lakeside High School for their 200-plus T-shirt order this week that they gave us on Monday that we just turned around and got done for them today for the 2022 graduating seniors. And also Made in Ohio would like to thank all the seniors in the area for your hard work. Congratulations on making it this far, and best success and hopeful wishes heading forward into your futures, young ladies and gentlemen. So keep up the good work. I'm going to pass it back to you guys because that's all I got this week. And thanks again. Stop down at the store. We'll take care of you.
All right, that's Tyler from Made in Ohio, located at 1028 Bridge Street in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Come see them for all your T-shirt needs. And as he just said, order was in on Monday, produced out on, what is today? When did you drop them off, Tyler?
Friday.
So
They
less
came
than
and
a
got 'em
week,
this
200
afternoon.
tees. These guys can get it done down here.
Listen, and he pulled out the tank tops. I mean, sun's out, guns out, baby. Show off the cannons. Come on down
Yeah.
here and get you something custom made right here at Made in Ohio. But when we come back, it's gonna be the 4-on 440. But before we do that, let's get a word from our sponsors, as we appreciate everything they do for us.
We'll be right back.
440 and Goal welcomes in-combine sponsor from Allstate, Kristen Dobbins-Beck-Barger. Kristen and her team offer auto, home, renters, and various other insurance policies. Visit Kristen at 4605 Main Avenue in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio, or contact Kristen at 440-993-0256.
.440 and Gold welcomes in Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. Play All offers a full line of acrylics, desk accessories, plaques, sports awards, and more. A staple of Ashtabula County, Play All has been in service since 1993, helping the likes of educators, coaches, and individuals just like you. You can visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio, or call them at 440-992-7529 with any questions. 440 and Gold brings in Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio specializes in screen printing, dye sublimation, embroidery, and vinyl graphics. Their prices are the lowest in the area, and they have no minimum order size, no setup charges, and no screen charges. Stop in and see for yourself. Made in Ohio is located in the beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Visit them at 1028 Bridge Street or call 440-992-9057. Are you a small business looking for a way to advertise locally? You have a problem? 440 and Gold has a solution. Advertise with us. 440 and Gold can create custom advertisements like you see here. What better platform than 440 and Gold to advertise with? 440 and Gold will be awarding a $500 football and $500 volleyball scholarship to a local senior this year. Getting in touch with 440 and Gold is easy. You can reach us on Facebook and Instagram by simply messaging us. Or you can also email us at 440andgoal@gmail.com. Don't wait, spots are filling. Again, message 440andgoal on Facebook or Instagram, or email us at 440andgoal@gmail.com for all the details. All right, welcome back. If you're just tuning in and just joining the show, I'm Ryan, and with my co-host here, Sam, the voice of 440 and Gold Torres. Changing it up, didn't use your government name that time. So, all right, so what we got coming up on deck here is a little segment that Sam and I kind of came up with called, I'm going to say it right because he's got it printed out for me, 4 on 440. Simply put, it's going to be 4 topics of conversation that are going to affect our community, our area, Ashtabula County in particularly, and just our opinions on it. That's all it is. Here in a couple moments, you're going to see a number on the board. Well, I should say on the screen. You are welcome to call in and kind of project your opinion on that specific topic at any time. Please keep the language to
Yes.
typical. Just if you want to have everyone's point of view is what matters, and we just want to listen to it. You're going to hear our point of view, and we want to hear your point of view. So, let's start with the conversation here. I'm going to ask the question. Sammy's going to ask, and then I may rebuttal. I may not. I may just answer phone calls. We'll see what happens here. So, again, segment's called 4 on 440. First question on deck here is going to be, is the CVC conference realignment good for everyone? So if you're just tuning in 2023, the CVC is going to have a little bit of a realignment where Lakeside, which is already in the CVC, but teams such as Madison, Jefferson,
and
Conneaut are all going to join the CVC. They're going to bow out of their respective conferences now and head that way. And so they do believe that will make the biggest conferences in at least Northeast Ohio. The CVC in the state of Ohio might be too. I mean, that is a massive
25 teams.
Right, collection of teams in that conference. So Sam, does the CVC conference realignment, is that good for everyone? Yay, nay? Who is it not good for? Who is it good for?
All right, so we're gonna, this is gonna be kind of a two-part answer for me. So I guess the first half, I want to talk about why it's going to be a positive. I will tell you this. Overall, I believe it is going to be a positive for this area because it's very close the way these teams are going to line up, the way conferences are going to line up to the old NEC, which is when sports really mattered out here. And with 16 teams in the playoffs now, the worries about not being able to make the playoffs because you're playing local teams are completely gone. So the realignment, I think, is going to invigorate. I think it is going to install a new pride into the area, assuming that the alignment happens the way we think it's going to happen.
Right.
So the alignment that I anticipate happening, particularly on football, is you're going to have Lakeside, Geneva, Madison, Conneaut, Jefferson, Edgewood in one 6-team conference. Grand Valley going to remain in the Valley Conference, but the nice thing is with all of these teams being in the same CVC, you can look for a lot more Grand Valley getting to play these Ashtabula County teams. Now, with that being said, just strictly from a football point of view, I can see why a team like maybe Lakeside is hesitant and doesn't want this to happen because Lakeside being a Division II, Madison's also a Division II, so you're gonna maintain your points there. But Geneva's Division III.
We should probably let's just keep it football based right now.
Yeah,
let's just keep it simple, keep it football based. Let's not muddy the water too much. So. But go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Geneva's Division III. Edgewood is Division IV. Jefferson's Division V. Conneaut is Division V. Conneaut, by the way, the biggest winner in this because Conneaut no longer has to head over to Pennsylvania for conference play and try and figure out all the weird rules that they have up there, to make the playoffs. These guys are going to be in it. It's immediately going to benefit them. But what I would argue against that, what I would say about Lakeside and even Madison for that matter, with 16 teams in every region making it, if you win your conference, you're in. Are you going to host? Maybe not. But there's also non-conference play where you can pick up those points if you want them.
So I'm going to go with you on that too. I do appreciate the realignment. Who is going to be bad for, though, I think, in my opinion, off the bat are going to be teams like Madison and Lakeside, bigger squads looking for more points, get to higher seeding. But who is going to benefit the most, though, is going to be, honest to goodness, the best way to put this is Ashtabula County as a whole.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot more football games within the county with those 6 of the 8 county teams. 4 of the – no, I'm saying
no, you got it right. There's only 2 teams in Ashtabula County that will not be in the CVC, that being PV and St. John, who are going to be in the same conference in the NAC.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, Ashtabula County is going to benefit from it. I think the schools are going to benefit from it, too, the most. They're going to see more gate prices. You're not going to, want to travel down to Youngstown or Conneaut's going out to wherever in Pennsylvania. It's going to be a little bit more at home, a little bit more of a hometown feel. And I think you're going to see a lot more crowd in the stadium, which is very exciting for me, especially after, the last 2.5 years of seeing, at least 1 year for sure, nobody in the stands but parents. So, I'm for it. I'm excited about it. But winners for me are going to be pretty much everybody except for Lakeside and possibly Madison at this point. I think they're going to struggle a little bit. But like Sammy said, if they win the conference, you're in. That's it. If you didn't know, Sammy had said it once. I'm going to say it one more time. If you're in your region, if you're in the top 16, you are in the playoffs. It is not where it used to be anymore. It used to be 8 teams. Top 8 were in the playoffs. Now they extended it to 6 teams, which we could go on that topic too. But just so everyone knows, Region 1, Division 1 has 17 teams in their region.
Yeah,
so
they
guaranteed
desperately need an alignment.
Right, they need an alignment. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to go too crazy off topic. So if anyone wants to chime in here shortly, we could even come back. You see the phone number at the top of the screen.
Call on in.
440-299-7697. Does a CVC conference realignment, is that good for everyone? And if it's not for good for everyone, who isn't it good for? Call in, let us know, give us your opinion. Just look at the kind of mix it up a little bit here. So
Yep. All right. Let's move on to the second one. What do you say?
Yep. So next question, Sam. Spring sports time or start time, is it too early? Should baseball and football flip? And go.
All right, so springtime sports here in Ohio. Let's talk about it because you've probably seen the fact that we've had a very limited amount of coverage because of rain and start times. Personally for this one, I would love to see I would absolutely love for the teams to start later. I don't believe baseball, track, tennis, anything in the spring should even consider starting until the middle of May. Now, with that would come the fact that if you're starting in the middle of May, that means you're going to have your finals and finish out the year, somewhere along the lines of mid-June. Or even if you started it at the first week of May, it's going to push it into June. I don't really see a problem with that. I understand you're going to have graduates and things like that. But, right now you've got people that are going to graduate on Tuesday and the state championship hasn't been played yet. So
Correct.
If you're already playing past the graduation point, I don't see what the harm in pushing the season. The ultimate, I do believe that the ultimate fix for this, and it would never happen, would be to flip football and baseball. If football started, because football you could play in all this weather that we've been rained out and had all that problems. Football, they can play in it and they thrive in it. Now, I understand why that wouldn't work because, a lot of big teams, like even, as close as Kirtland, they play teams from all over the country. So you would really need a national flip for that to happen, but it would make the most sense. But I will say, I do believe that spring sports starts far, far too early, especially for an area where there are no true indoor facilities to make up games.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with you on that. I'm going to kind of co-sign a little bit. I'll keep it kind of brief. We're not going to elaborate too much. But should baseball and football flip? No, absolutely not. I don't think there's a need for it. But I think didn't we? Come on. No, I truly don't believe there's a need for it. I mean, what's the point of flipping baseball to football? The need is to allow either baseball gets started at the same time, but they need to allow the kids to finish their season whatever way suits the school the best way. Obviously, some schools are not going to want to go past graduation and that's it. Baseball's over with. But some schools are going to want to finish it out and enjoy the year, even if they're only playing just to play at that point in time. We ran into this with COVID.
Yeah.
When COVID was really up, really going through. I remember it was Jefferson and who was that? PV. Yeah, Jefferson and PV.
That was going to be the game of the year.
That was going to be a game, and that game got canceled because of COVID. But that was a pickup game.
Yes.
That was going to be, if I recall, that was a non-OHSAA affiliate or that was all put together by the two schools. They wanted their kids just to be able to play the game out, and I firmly believe that baseball, regardless of what school you play at, should either start later. Or you need to allow these kids to play their rained-out games as long as the schools can come together and put it together. The money is already allocated, I do believe, for the officiating. The coaches are already paid for their time for the year.
Yeah,
the kids are already committed to it.
We're not saying you guys get a bunch of money.
Yeah, but, but these kids, especially seniors, look what I mean. Again, I hate to say this, but 2 years ago, COVID took away the entire baseball season.
Yep.
That is just what happened, and it sucked. There's no other way to put it. Those kids, that senior class lost out on their entire baseball season, and who knows how that messed with them during, collegiate years. I don't know if they went on or didn't go on, but spring sports should either be started later and allowed to be played through the month of June, or it should be retracted. I'm sorry, not retracted, but put to where they can just play out their season based off of the team schedule, even if they aren't OHSAA affiliated. It's just allowed by the two schools because they come to an agreement.
Yeah, I mean, even, we talked about the seniors and how they lost an entire year, but you also have to bring up, I talking to coaches from around the way, there's a lot of coaches that will tell you, like in track, I had one coach from right here in Ashtabula County who ran track in college, ran track for Ashland. He said, if you're not getting looked at by colleges by the time you're a sophomore, it's an uphill battle from there. And if you can't run your junior year, you've missed an entire year of recruitment. Yeah. So, we have stuff like that going on right here, between COVID. And then this year, I mean, the weather has just been absolutely trash.
Terrible.
It's awful. It's been the worst rainy spring that we've had in forever, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. One thing Ohio's going to have to do is you got to start worrying about the kids, and you just got to start giving them a shot to play the game. So at very minimum, we got to start extending out the seasons, because I'll tell you what, and I could be wrong here, but I feel like graduation happens way earlier than it did before anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to look at
yeah,
diploma or whatever it may be, but yeah, it's I agree. I think some things need to change to help these kids out. So, if you guys are just tuning in, this is a segment of the show called 4 on 440, and it's just 4 questions that I'm asking Sammy, and I rebuttal if I want to. If I don't want to, I don't have to, because I told him I didn't want to. But the next 2 are pretty loaded questions. I'm very excited about these questions.
These are the hot buttons.
Hot button questions. You see at the top of this, the call-in number is 440-299-7697. You guys are welcome to call in, chime in, keep the language to a minimum, please. But we do want to hear everyone's opinion. That's what this is about. This is a community program. We're just trying to hear everyone out. Tell me I'm wrong. I have no problem with that. But if you tell Sammy he's wrong, you might want to come fight
argue.
him. You're just going to argue. But these next 2 questions are really hot button topics that I think should be gone over. So we're going to dive right on into it. And this one here is, should the 4th 9 weeks grades dictate eligibility for the entire fall season, or should summer school or the first few weeks be considered? So I guess layman's terms is, should I shouldn't be layman's terms, but the 4th 9 weeks of grades dictate the eligibility for the fall season, or should summer school, the first few weeks, be considered to help the kids get into their fall sport?
So, this is, I think it is going to be a hot button issue with a lot of people, because, again, we talked about at the beginning of the show, student comes before athletes. I do want to say that I think sports play an incredibly important role for a lot of athletes, or for a lot of students, and I think sports in particular are the reason why some kids go to school. Whether you want to accept that or not, that's up to you. I'm not going to argue with you if you don't believe that. I know personally from, kids that I've been friends with through school, and kids that I've known after school, that is why they go to school, because it gives them a chance to play on a team. Every single sport during the school year, if a kid is having trouble with his grades, or if he's failed out, or something's going on, he or she, this is not just boys, they've got a shot to get their grades together. They can, get on this, for basketball, they can play the second half. Usually by the time that baseball's coming around, there's a lot of different times where teachers can get hands on a student, or a student can get their hands on a teacher to, try and get their grades together. Fall sports, football, volleyball, cross country, are the ones where you don't. If your eligibility to play a sport in the fall is determined on the decisions you made 6 months ago. And for that, I personally believe that the 4th 9 weeks should dictate the eligibility initially, but I think that a student should be allowed to go to summer school to improve whatever grades he needs to, or if he or she goes through, they practice with the team the whole year, the first 2 weeks of school, grades can be released on an interim basis. And if they meet the eligibility requirements there, they should be allowed to play. Because I will tell you, there is no better way to derail a promising career, both academically and athletically, than to take away an entire season of eligibility from a high school student. And yes, I understand that the grades are important, and we cannot give kids a ton of excuses to get terrible grades. I'm sure everybody's heard the stories of, if you're good enough, the grades will come. That's not the case anymore. There are times where kids' entire lives are derailed because of missing one single year of sports. And if you truly cared about the kids, if you truly care about the student athlete, you would allow them to make up for their mistake, because after all, and you have to take this into account, these are kids. Kids make mistakes. And the way you do that is, they're going to have some kind of, there has to be a sacrifice that has to be made if they made that mistake. And that sacrifice could be sacrificing some of their summer to the studies to try and get their grades together. Practicing all throughout the summer, not knowing if those first 2 weeks of school they're going to get their grades to where they need to be so they can play. But you got to put light at the end of the tunnel, because I'm telling you, when the tunnel gets dark, kids make dark decisions.
All right, so I'm going to go with you on this. I'm going to, my rebuttal's not going to be much different than yours, to be honest with you. The kids in the era that we live in now, I shouldn't even go that route. Let me retract that. Make sure I'm saying this the best way I know how, because I don't really talk that much. But this is a very hot button topic, like we said. And again, if you guys are tuning in, you have your opinion on this. You see the call-in number up top, 440-299-7697. Call in, join us, give us your opinion on it. Let us know where it goes. But I do agree with Sam that the kids should be. What I don't agree with, I should say, is that if the kid doesn't show effort through the school year to make it for the next year, and when I say that as a whole, so meaning the last 9-week grades, and they decide over the summertime they're not doing anything, they're not going to make anything better to make it happen, then there's really not a whole lot you could do. You can't give it to them just to give it to them, in my opinion, because what's that teaching a child?
Yes.
That would be my question there. But what I do agree with what you said, though, is more than anything, you have to give these minors, kids under the age of 18, and even the ones that are 18, juniors going into their senior year turning 18, they're still considered minors in my book. You have to give them every opportunity possible to make the right decisions. I'm not sitting here saying you're going to take the test for them. I'm not sitting here saying you're going to do the homework for them. But I am saying every opportunity possible needs to be there for these young men and women to be able to get into the athletic curriculum, doing what they're doing, and making them better human beings overall, and understanding why they, where they messed up. But, I'm not a teacher either. I don't know what, I don't see it on a day-to-day basis.
I'd love to hear from a teacher.
Yeah.
If you're watching, call in, because we'd love to get your perspective on this, because like Ryan said, we are not teachers.
Right. Yeah.
And then Mr. Tolliver.
What about all the other years and all the other factors that led up to that kid being derailed? We can't put too much emphasis on sports. You're right, Ed, but at the same token, a lot of these kids, the only reason why they show up to school on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday is because they know they got basketball practice that night, or they have baseball practice that evening, or they have volleyball practice. Sports kind of dictate attendance.
100%.
And I'll bet if we looked at a historical record, the off season of sports, so that lull between fall, we'll go between fall and winter sports. There's that usually about a month, 6 weeks, somewhere in there. I'll bet maybe less because they do practice, but I'll bet if you look at that lull, you'll see attendance drop, you'll see it dip down, regardless of the school. Missing, sick, whatever it may be. I think you got it. You're right. You don't have to put too much emphasis on sports, because in the end they are student athletes, like we've talked about. But to get him to be a better student, sometimes you got to get him to be an athlete too.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put that. I don't know if I'm saying that the right way, but knowing that they could play the sport might also encourage them to take that, that grade that's below 1.5 or 2.0, whatever it may be, to get it above what they need to do. So
there are certain situations where kids don't know success. They don't know their parents aren't successful. Their parents' were not successful. If they know their parents, in some cases, isn't, you can't even assume that. So sometimes the only successes kids see is on the football field, on the basketball court, on the volleyball court. That's the only success they know. And academics is something that takes a lot of support at home, and some kids don't have that support. And we saw this year with COVID and at-home learning, the grades just completely tanked. And I will tell you another thing. I bet you I would love to see the correlation. I guarantee you there's a direct ratio of kids who have gone ineligible that are shortly thereafter suspended and in some cases expelled or even quit school. The name of the game here, I believe, and I'm not a teacher, so if you are a teacher, please call in. The name of the game is to try and get through to these kids and try and make them successful by any means necessary. And if the only means of making them successful is veiling the importance of sports truly and while pushing that sport, sneaking in some academics to try and give them a base where they'll learn to be successful there, I think that's what we got to do. I think that's what we owe these kids.
100% agree with you. Thank you, Ed, for that comment. Really appreciate being able to kind of go back and forth with the audience as well. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, this is the 4 on 440. The question was, should fourth 9 weeks grades dictate eligibility for the entire fall season, or should summer school / the first few weeks be considered? So if you guys have a rebuttal, you want to talk about it a little bit, call in at the top there, 440-299-7697. This is a little bit of a segment that we're going to try to do, I do believe, on a weekly basis. We'll see how that one goes, especially once sports really get kicking back up again. But it's a good, fun topic. Or a lot of good, fun topics are going to be coming out of this. Shoot us an email. Shoot us a message on Facebook if there's something you guys want us to talk about on a week-to-week basis as well. We'd love to hear you guys' opinion as a community. But, all right, Sam, moving into the last hot-button topic, and this one is a fully loaded, going to be very interesting. It affects directly in all communities in Ashtabula County. We hear about it. We see it. Being in the positions that me and Sam are now, we witness it on a every 3-month basis, I'll bet, just depending on what the sport is. So this question, Sam, student athletes sitting due to transfer, is that fair or not fair? So simply put, if athlete A we'll go Conneaut decides, hey, next year I would rather attend Edgewood, should they have to sit? Because the rules as it is right now, they have to sit for half the season, and it is the back half of the season.
The back half, so
yes.
They can't do playoffs.
So in a football season, they have to sit for half, and it would be out of the 10 games, the back half of anything. And so they play the first 5 games. The back half of the last 5 games, they don't play in anything after that if they go to playoff bound. So very, very good hot button topic that we came up with. Again, you see the number up there, 440-299-7697. Call in. Let us know your opinion on this.
Call in, coaches.
Yeah, coaches, call in. I'd love it. We'll keep you anonymous if you need to. You can type anonymous. We don't even need to know who you are. Mask your voice. Doesn't matter. But student athletes sitting due to transfer, is this fair or not fair? Sammy, send it.
Listen, I might have trouble getting a hold of some coaches after this because they're probably not going to like my take on this. But I'm going to tell you right now, no, it's not fair at all. I feel that any kid should be able to attend any school for any reason that they and their parents feel. There is a question of, are we going to start loading up, football university, basketball university? Are we going to start having kids jump around? I don't care if they jump around, as long as at the end of that 4th year they get a degree, and that degree sends them to post-secondary, whether that's work, trades, or college. What they're doing during high school, these are kids. They should be able to go where they are most comfortable and where they are going to fit in best.
But the question, though, is you're right. I agree with you. But the question, though, sitting due to transfer.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. So the reason why these kids don't transfer
Right.
a lot of the time is because if you transfer,
You guys sit.
you got to sit your second half. And again, we cannot overestimate or we can't underestimate the importance of sports. It's going to be a determining factor for a lot of kids for where they're going. So, yeah, maybe Edgewood is going to get 50 transfers next year because they had a great basketball season last year. Or, Jefferson's going to get five guys from here because their football team's great. Or St. John's going to pull in, 7 or 8 guys to play baseball for a sectional winning team. I don't care because at the end of the day, all that matters is the kids are still getting an education. And they're going to somewhere where they feel they are going to thrive, where they feel they are going to best, nobody is going to put their child in a situation that they don't think is going to be best for their child. So because of that, no, I don't feel any transfer for any reason should have to sit. Now, if you want to go, this ties into the NIL stuff that you wanted to talk about too.
That's another topic.
You know what I mean?
Soon.
Yeah. Now, does this mean you can go out and start paying for your athletes? Absolutely not. Go through and make sure you're not. Not that it doesn't happen already. But there should be a way if a kid goes out there and he's just not maybe this. What do you do if you've got a team? You're a basketball player, okay, and it's your junior year, and your coach comes in and he's like, you know what? We're going to run and gun all year this year. That's what we're going to do, but that doesn't fit your basketball way. What are you going to do if you're a quarterback and you threw for 1,700 yards last year and a coach comes in and says, guess what? Wing T for me.
Right.
What do you do?
Yeah.
So now you're stuck. Now you're stuck in a situation that doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit your team, but we're going to make sure that some teams
it doesn't benefit either the school you're leaving.
No,
because you know what I mean. That you're leaving no matter what, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't benefit either of the parties that are involved, and what you're doing is you're wasting a year for a kid. You're wasting a year for a kid to do the paperwork.
So Ben Rogers does make a comment and says they shouldn't sit if their parents gets a job in Ashtabula and they move from Grand Valley. Don't punish the kids. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, but if they move, like literally they move from Ashtabula to Grand Valley, and their residence changes, they are okay at that point, correct?
So the residential, where they
Correct
live.
us if we're wrong, Ben. If you
Yeah,
know this
please
answer,
let
let
us
us know.
know.
We might not be right. We're not we're semi-pros.
Yeah, so here's what I do. I know there are some cases where you're not going to have to miss any time, and it is like based on parental, who has the custody and residential stuff like that. That does exist, but again, these are hoops that everybody has to jump through that I think are unnecessary.
Yeah, it should be simply just put if your family and you as a parent and as a student decide that you want to go from one school to the other, you shouldn't have to sit. That's just my opinion.
Period.
Right.
Period.
You shouldn't have to.
You should be able to take your kid and put your kid wherever you think your kid is going to do best.
Chime in 440-299-7697 if you got any rebuttal out there. Help us out.
I always laugh when people talk about it out here, because this became a big deal. It becomes a big deal with teams like, they watch St. Ed's a lot. They watch Benedictine a lot. There was a time when Glenville was being watched very, very closely because they were recruiting. I don't care if they were recruiting, to be quite honest with you. Are you putting the kid in the best position?
Yep.
If you're putting a kid, as long as a kid is going to thrive in it, it doesn't matter what the reason, where he's going, when he's going. That doesn't matter.
So let's go this route. What could be some? I mean, this might not be a question we could answer. I don't know, but what? Just to add on to this, kind of, because I feel like we could have this question again next week and continue going with it. But what are some of the pitfalls of transferring like that?
So the immediate pitfall that I think is going to come to, probably the first thing that comes to any coach's mind, is: are you hindering the coach's ability to coach? Because, do you get into a position where you start hard coaching, which is already hard to do in today's world?
Correct.
Coaches have their hands tied far more than when we were in school. But, if you're coaching a kid too hard and he up and just quits and goes to another school, does it hinder your ability to coach? And the answer could be yes. It could be no. You know, the sly answer, the smart aleck answer is if you're coaching well enough to win, it doesn't matter what tone of voice you go in. These kids are going to want to win. These kids want to win.
Yeah.
And honestly, if a kid doesn't want to be part of your program, do you really want the kid there anyway?
Right. That's a great point. That's a great point. If that kid doesn't want to be there, what's the benefit going to be of keeping him there? What is he going to learn from you? I mean, honestly, as a coach, you not liking him and him not liking you.
Yes.
Right. Now, I mean, obviously there is the potential of getting over each other and working through it, but I mean, I don't know that that's going to happen.
No, there's
going to happen if he's moving on, trying to move to the next school anyways. What's the matter at that point?
Don't get me wrong. There is a definite financial component to this. Every school gets paid per kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Every school gets paid per kid. This is why some schools are huge opponents of open enrollment, because every child that moves from one school district to the next, costs that school district money.
Correct.
And to that again, I would just circle back around.
Except
and say
private
the same
schools.
thing. No, it's the same thing.
Is it?
It's the same
I didn't
thing.
think it was yet.
Yeah.
Because they have that bill that's trying to go through.
It's about the level of funding.
Oh, okay.
But again, I will say this, again, ruffle some feathers, sure.
Yeah.
If you are worried about kids leaving, then the only thing you can do is improve it enough where they don't leave.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. If that's your concern, then
that's it.
Yeah, right. Something's going wrong for you. Right. So. All right, that is 4 on 440. That is
fun.
a
I can't wait to do
entertaining
that.
segment. Hopefully people continue to join. We will get a call in at some point in time. It's going to be we're going to continue going after it on a weekly basis. 4 different questions every single week with a call in. One day we will have someone call in. Today's just not that day apparently.
That's all right. It's the first one.
Right. So first
We're
one.
just going to start talking junk directly to people.
Yes. Yes. But it is now. That is well. Do we have any weekend events?
We do.
No, do we? Okay. Thanks for telling me.
So weekend events. Did you do the weather?
No.
Let's talk about the weather
Let
first.
me hit the weather real quick. Malarag, no, I haven't forgot about you. I just forgot about this week. So if you're watching, sorry, bud. All right, coming up on Friday. Well, today is Friday, so we usually do this for
That's
on
all right.
Thursday to Friday. But today was a beautiful 85 hot ones out. 71 degrees tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Low of 71 this evening. Wind southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Let me bring this up real quick over here because I cannot read how small that writing is. Way to go, Ryan. But nonetheless, we're just going to go this route because I know. So tomorrow morning, there's a chance of thunderstorms in the morning. A high of 79 degrees, 63 that evening. Hopefully the thunderstorms hold off for a lot of minor league baseball, or a lot of baseball going on Saturday, tomorrow. Same thing with Sunday. Join us. We're going to try and stop down at Softball City over there and check out some of the co-ed softball, but they are calling light rain early, then remaining cloudy. High near 65 degrees, winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain is at 60. Well, I would say this is why we need Mike. 60%. I'm going to call it percent, but I think it's 60% of the coverage area.
That's what it is. You're
yeah,
right.
Thank you. Yeah, I always question myself, but chance of rain, 60% of the coverage area. We'll get some rain. We'll see where it goes to. But that is 440 and Goals weather report for this weekend. And with that being said, we're going to pass it back on over to Sammy to hit us with this weekend's events.
All right. This weekend's events, starting at 10 a.m. on field number 1, Softball City. This is, again, the co-ed league. Again, if you want to, come down and see us, we're going to be down there this weekend on Sunday, checking out some of these games, trying to get some footage to add into the show. All right, game number 1 is going to be S&K Construction versus Physical Culture, 10 a.m. on field number 1. Physical Culture is then going to play High Tide Made in Ohio at 11 a.m. At 12 p.m., AP Billing Wagon Wheel versus S&K Construction. They're going to be playing at 12 p.m. High Tide Made in Ohio versus Grand River Manor, field number 1 at 1 p.m. D-Gents versus Free Smoke Made in Ohio. They're going to be playing at 2 p.m. That's going to be a pretty good game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I skipped one. Main Street Mafia versus JJ Residential Insulation. They're going to be playing at 3 p.m. Diamond Hustle versus the Main Street Mafia playing at 4 p.m. Final game on Field 1 Sunday, May 22nd. On field number 2, Bumboat. They're going to be playing AP Billing Wagon Wheel at 10 a.m. At 11 a.m. on field number 2 is going to be Grand River Manor versus Harbor Tattoo at 11 a.m. At 12 p.m., Free Smoke Made in Ohio versus Bumboat at 12 p.m. JJ Residential versus Harbor Tattoo at 1 p.m. And then you've got Ducks versus Diamond Hustle at 2 p.m. And at 3 p.m., Ducks versus D-Gents. That is what is going on this weekend, and if you want to come check it out, I think it's fun to watch these games. There's some really talented people out there playing a very fun game. Everybody has a good time. Mike Castrilla does a phenomenal job down there at Softball City. Shout out to everybody down there doing the work, making softball community here in Ashtabula is a pretty rabid one. And you've got a lot of people, that enjoy the sport, and they've got a lot of support. And we're happy to provide some more support. So we're looking forward to coming to see you. Right and, hey, listen, there's a rumor that we may be playing in the all-night tournament coming there at the end of July. So you may get to see us go out there and pretend we're athletic.
It's going to be a barn burner, I'll tell you that. All right, well, it is just about 9 o'clock. Ran over a little bit tonight, but, again, that was a lot of fun topics. Look forward to us next week. I'm going to guess on Friday again because my son has baseball on Thursday night.
So it's going to be Friday, at least for the next coming weeks.
Right.
We will get back to the Thursday night coverage as the summer starts. But, Owen and the Little League, they're going to be playing on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yep.
And if you can't watch us, you may as well go down there and watch it. Just make sure you don't park too close.
Right, yeah, he'll send it. He hits dingers.
Unless you got good insurance. And if you don't, go see Kristen Barger over on Main Avenue.
We got somebody. And if you need T-shirts for your setup, we're here. Made in Ohio. Come check them out. All right, with that being said, enough entertainment for this evening. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, go ahead if you can help us out.
We need the subscriptions. So
almost
bad.
there.
We're so
like,
close.
Subscribe, hit that notification bell over on Facebook, which we know you're there. We did the Matrix with you guys earlier today. You don't know about that yet. But if you can go ahead and share the stream, like the stream. I think that's it over there, isn't it? I've been talking about YouTube so much, but nonetheless, I am Ryan. This is my partner, the voice of 440 and Goal, Sam Torres. We're going to get the heck out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you next Friday. Any updates on anything, look for us on Facebook. Sam pumps those out real well. So thanks again for tuning in.
Hold on. Before you guys go, I'm going to play this one right on the fly. If we can get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers by our next show next week, the 1,000th subscriber will be able to come down to Made in Ohio. They're going to be able to pick out any T-shirt, any sort of merchandise, whether it's a hoodie, whatever you want down here.
The summer tank tops.
Summer tank top. Get embroidered, get it screen printed, whatever you want to do on us. But we need 1,000 subscribers this week. So you got to do it. Share and subscribe to the channel.
Sounds good. All right, thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. We'll catch you next Friday, same time, same place, 7:30. Getting out of here. Later.